Say hi.
Hi.
We're not doing this again. Mum's just putting my earrings in because I can't do them. Oh, I really can't wait to just get a tan. Why is it always just my head here? Like, I need to just... This is just never gonna... Maybe I should sit like this and you can actually see the whole of me. I'm gonna look so pale. This is disgusting. I just can't, like... So hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be filming a girl talk / girl advice video. I've asked on my Instagram you guys to put in questions that you'd like advice on, like to put things that you want advice on, and just we can have a little chat and just a girl talk video, which I think is quite nice. It's quite nice to just have a chat with, well, my camera right now, but it's quite nice to have a chat with you guys and hear what you actually want me to talk about. So yes, I have embraced the natural hair. Mum did take out my extensions, like I did say I was going to ask her to on my last video. The extensions are out, we're vibing freely. This is the natural hair. Let me sit up so you can actually see. So this is the, okay, actually it's quite long, it's not this long. Yeah, so this is, I'm going to have to sit on my knees so you can actually see. This is how long my hair naturally is. Ew. But yes, I'm just going with this today, and I've woken up really late, so I haven't had time to blow dry it, but it's not really a lot to blow dry anyway, is it? So yeah, so yes, let's get on with the video. So I'm just going to look on my Instagram in the little question box of what you guys want me to do advice on. My nails are just awful. Like, what is going on with that? Ignore that. That's just disgusting. They look grim. I've like painted them like they're half off, half on. You know when you don't want to take them off and it's just like ew. Someone's put, can you talk about toxic friendships? Yes. So in my whole 17 years on this planet, I have had quite a few toxic friendships here and there. I'm not going to name anyone because that's very unprofessional. Yes, so I've had quite a few toxic friendships here and there. I feel like everyone has. I feel like in school, I feel like everyone's been through that stage of having like a toxic friendship, having like a bit of a competitive friendship. It's just a bit like not really going there. So probably right now I don't have any toxic friendships really. I'm quite like, all my friends are great. I'm not in like a big girls group or anything like that. I've got a lot of individual friends here and there. I've got a few friends from college who live all the way like London way. I've got a few friends just from like Instagram, a few friends from home, everywhere all over the place, and it's really nice because I haven't got a group and I just love meeting new people. I love making new friends all the time. So yeah, right now I'm in a really good place. I haven't got any toxic friendships. It's just all love and positivity, and it's great. The thing I would say about toxic friendships is if you're in one, just get out of it. Like, I know it's easier than it sounds, but there's just no point being friends with someone who's just bringing you down or just creating any negativity in your life. I just think it's best to get out of that. In school was probably when I had the most toxic friendships, like not even just like anyone in particular, I just felt like I had to be friends with specific people, and everyone knows like in school it's just bitchy and everyone's judging everyone and it's just all a bit crazy. So I used to just hang around with the boys. I don't know if you girls are the same, but I just think it's so much nicer having boys as friends. I don't think girls understand that boys and girls can just be friends. But yeah, I used to just hang around with the boys in school, and it's just a breath of fresh air really to just have like boys as friends, and just to tell you straight, like I feel like when you're friends with boys they will just tell you how it is, and it's nice because I'm still friends with some of them now. But yeah, my main advice on toxic friendships is literally just get out of there. It's a lot better to be on your own for a little bit than just feeling like you have to be friends with people just to look good, or just to feel like you've got friends. It's much better just to stay on your own for a little bit until you find the right people for you. I feel like we're getting very deep, but this is what it's all about. This is just you guys just watching me talk about life. My mum also said to me, she was like, Amy, you need to talk slower because you're very like crazy. And I do think I talk quite quickly, but you know when you're just trying to fit everything in and like all these good crazy words will come into your head about like what you need to say, and I just say it when I think it. So yeah, I'm going to try and speak slower in this video, so it's not very like fast and you guys are probably just thinking next video. But you know when you just like words come to your head, like I'm literally out of breath for how fast I'm talking, but I'm trying to say all the right things. Okay, so next I did see one actually earlier which was quite nice advice on how to become more confident. I don't really know if there's like an advice on how you as an individual should become more confident, because I feel like it's different for everyone. For me, I was never very confident. Like I was never really confident in how I looked. I feel like Instagram can be a massive pressure of you need to look a certain way, you need to act a certain way, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do this. That's just not the case. I feel like everyone is beautiful in their own way, and you don't have to look like any individual. Everyone's different in every body shape, body size. You don't need to be skinny to be pretty, you don't need to be big to be pretty. Everyone's beautiful in their own way. I don't really know like a main advice on how to be confident. I feel like the advice I can personally give is just learn to love yourself, and it's taken me such a long time to just learn that I am beautiful in my own way, and you don't need any validation from anyone else. Say I became personally more confident in this past year. I would say lockdown helped me a lot, because before lockdown I was always going out worrying, saying, oh, I've got to put makeup on to go over the shops, I don't want to get judged with what I look like without makeup. I feel like living in a small town is a very judgy place. So yeah, I was always worried about what other people would think if I bumped into them in the streets. I used to say to mum, I don't want to come out on a walk with you because I haven't washed my hair today, I haven't put makeup on today. It was just getting very, like, I was getting very just insecure on what everyone else would think of me if I saw them in the street, and I think that's just crazy. Even now I'm still a little bit like, oh, I don't want to go out today in case I see someone, because I feel like it's just mum asking me questions. The main advice I can give is just learn to love yourself. Everyone has their bad days. I have bad days. I still have bad days. And being in the industry of Instagram, it's a very toxic place. Like even the other day, I think you guys probably saw that I did have a social media break, but much better for it. It's just you become obsessed with the whole, how many likes am I getting, how many comments am I getting, how many views on my story am I getting. It's just becoming a bit too crazy, hence why I do prefer YouTube, because Instagram is just pictures, and that's just not me. I'm not just a picture person. Like, I like people to see my personality. And for the 1000th time, self-love is the key. It will come in time. There's not really a specific way on how you need to be more confident. It happens different times for different people. Everyone's on their own path, and I'd say over time, just me realising I don't need anyone else to tell me you're this, you're that, you're this, you're that, for me to believe it. I just need to believe it myself. The next question I got from someone a bit younger was what to do with fake friends. Now I've had quite a few fake friends in my life, and it's basically the same with the toxic friendship question that I just did. So I won't like speak for hours on this topic. Mum again. Mum's the only person that texts me. I've had I wouldn't really say there's any way to deal with fake friends except cut them off. I used to have a lot of people in my life that weren't making me happy, weren't really caring about me as a person. It was just kind of seeing me when it was convenient, seeing me if they had nothing else to do. Wasn't really like a priority. For example, the friends I have at the minute in my life, they'll make an effort with me, they want to check up on how I am, it's just a nice call here and there. It's just such a breath of fresh air to have like positive friendships. And when I was in school again, there was a lot of fake friendships. There was a lot of just using you when it's convenient, using you to go out, someone to go out with. So I'd say there isn't really any way to deal with fake friends other than just to get rid of them. It's a lot easier said than done, because obviously when I was younger I didn't want to be on my own. I had a fear of being on my own, and I always wanted to be out. Mum used to say, oh, stay in tonight, and I just couldn't. I always had to be out because I just hated being on my own. But now I hardly go out. I love spending time on my own. I think it's just very important to learn to love your own company, and that just comes with time of staying in for a little bit, hence why lockdown has probably helped me. But yeah, once again I would just say get rid, or if you don't want to get rid, maybe just approach it in the right way and just have a chat with that person and just get it all off your chest on how you're feeling, because I think bottled up feelings is the worst. Like if you're feeling a certain way, make sure you tell that person. Don't just tell them when an argument occurs or anything like that. You just tell them at the time, because I feel like that's the best way. And obviously, as I've said before, I'm very in your face, honest person with a strong opinion on things. If I'm feeling a certain way, I'll just tell my friends how I'm feeling at that time, and it will just get solved, regardless if there's an argument or whatever. At least they know how I'm feeling. So I think that's probably the best way in that respect of the fake friend situation. Okay, so the next one I had is, do you suffer with period cramps? If so, what do you use? So I'm actually very lucky in the sense that I've never really had belly cramps for periods. When I'm on my period, I do just get really bad backache on my lower back. And that's probably it. Obviously my skin breaks out and all that jazz. But yeah, I never really get period cramps. Obviously a lot of my friends do. I don't really know, like if I have a belly ache, always go for a hot water bottle and probably just ibuprofen. But I know a lot of my friends do get specific period cramp tablets. I'm not 100% sure what they are. I'll try and find out for you guys, but I'm not 100% sure what they're called. But I think you can just Google it and just get specific period cramps tablets for you. But yeah, I don't actually, luckily, I don't suffer with period cramps. But yes, definitely Google, even go see your doctor if it's that bad, what you can like get prescribed maybe for your period cramps if they're that bad. But I'm sorry I can't actually help you out with that one. Okay, so another one about periods. What age did you start your period? I'm not gonna lie, I think I was like 13. Like, it wasn't overly young, overly old. I think I might have been 13. It was in the summer holidays, which was quite good. I wasn't in school or anything like that, luckily. But I think I was literally just sitting at home, and it was one of them where I was just a bit like, oh my god, what do I do? And I was so like scared to tell my mum. I think what I did was I actually texted my mum and I told her, because I'm very, like, I prefer texting someone telling them things instead of like saying to my mum, I've just started my period. But yeah, I was 13, I think. Any age is literally nothing wrong with what time you start. If it's late, early, there's nothing wrong with it. Everyone's got their own body and everyone's body works differently. So I wouldn't worry if you haven't had your period yet and your other friends have. It's not an issue. A lot of my friends did start their period before me, and I was like, when am I gonna get mine? I think as well, I didn't get mine as early because I did gymnastics. And I was still doing gymnastics in secondary school in like year 7. I can't remember the time, sorry. It's like a thing, it's like a known thing that if you do gymnastics, you don't get your period as early as other people. I'm not 100% sure why, don't quote me for that because it could be wrong. I think it's something where you don't get it as early because like your body's, I don't know, I don't even know what the word is, I'm no expert. I think that's why, but yes, again, don't worry, whenever it happens, happens, and just make sure you've got a couple pads, maybe a tampon. Obviously you don't want a tampon for your first time. Just go over the shops with your mum. If you're not very close with your mum, you can always tell a friend. You can always DM me and I can always help you out. I'm more than happy to do that. But yeah, honestly, do not worry. It's all natural and normal. So yes. Okay, so the next question is, do you still have your stuffed animal on your bed? No, hold on. Do you still have your stuffed animal or baby blanket in your bed? This is a very touchy subject of mine. So, as you guys know, I did go away in January. I took with me, because it was my first time flying on my own, I took with me one of my little, like, it's like a little bunny. No, it's not. It's not a bunny. That's another toy that's very sore subject of mine that I lost when I was younger. I don't want to talk about it. It's like a little mouse. It's like a little stuffed toy. It's a tiny little one. And I just love it. Like, yeah, it was still on my bed. No need for the hate. Everyone has a little like stuffed toy they've had forever. So yeah, I brought it with me in Dubai. I was like on the plane with it, like cuddling it, obviously low-key like terrified of flying on my own. And I obviously went to sleep on the flight because I was on my own, and it's a long flight. And I woke up and we was all getting off the plane. I got off the plane and I was like, oh my god, like my mouse, it was called Munchie. I got off and I was like, it's not here. And then I was like having a little stress attack. And then I was like, I can't go back on the plane for it, because if I don't know if you guys have been away before, but on a plane it's a nightmare. Once you're off that plane, you do not want to be getting on the back on the plane because there's 1,000 other people coming off. So I was like, oh, it's fine. I'll just go over to Emirates staff and tell them. Basically, I let them know. Haven't heard back, and I just, yeah, I don't want to talk about it, but I've lost her. So when my mum met me back at Heathrow, she arrived with another toy for me, and I love it. It's on my bed right now. Haven't got a name for it. I did say to Mum, I was like, I want Munchie back. We've been in contact with Emirates, but we haven't heard anything. So yes, it's completely normal, girls, to have a stuffed toy. Like, I love them. It doesn't matter what age you are. And I think as well, when you get like toys as like a baby and you just want to keep them, it's completely normal. Do not listen to anyone. But yeah, I lost mine, so yeah. There's another one here. Are you on any contraception and what would you recommend? I am on the injection, the contraceptive injection. You get it every 3 months. It's basically, you don't have to do anything for 3 months. You get the injection and then you just get the injection again 3 months. So with the injection, you don't actually get a period. It's a bit weird. You only like bleed. You bleed when you're due the next injection. So it's a bit strange. Like, I'm not 100% used to it, but I have been on it for quite a while now. And the only reason I'm still on it is because I just want to keep my body on something because it's now used to it. So now I don't want to like come off of it and then just need to go on it again. I'd rather just stay on it for now. I don't really need to be on it because I've got a boyfriend, and yeah, I just really don't need to be on it at all. I literally don't even see boys or speak to boys. But yeah, I'm gonna stay on it just for me, for my body, because I don't want to suddenly come off of it after being on it for like 2 years now, and then just suddenly then go back on it when I get a boyfriend or something. But yeah, I don't get the pill. I had the pill. I think it was my pill was called, I think it was the pill that every doctor seems to give every single girl. It was the pink little packet pill. It was the one called Rigavidion. I don't know if you guys can see, but that's the pill that I was on. I wasn't always on the injection because I don't really like needles, but the injection doesn't really hurt. You actually just get it in like your bum cheek. I had no problems with it at all. I just kept forgetting to take it. It was a lot easier for me as an individual to get the injection. It's just like, it's a one-time thing and you don't have to worry for 3 months. That's the contraception I'm on, but most of my friends are just on the pill. Like, I think I'm like the only person out of my friend group that's on the injection. It can definitely cause mood swings, 100%. I can be happy 1 minute and then my like devil in me will take over and I'll just be crazy. I don't really have a recommendation for a contraception. Maybe just speak to your doctor, speak to your mum, speak to any carer, parent, anyone, and they'll advise you on probably what's best for you. But probably it's better to go on the pill first than just go straight into the injection, because it's an injection at the end of the day and it's always side effects. And also, with my injection that I have, you have to have a lot of calcium. I'm always reminded, like, do I drink enough calcium? Do I have drinks that have calcium in it, foods, blah blah blah. I drink a lot of milk. I'm one of them girls that loves cold milk. I love it. I'll just go down right stairs right now and drink a whole pint of milk. Like, I love it. So I do get enough calcium in my body. I'm not 100% sure why, but I think this injection affects your bones growing if you don't have enough calcium, something to do with that. But I'm all fine, I'm all healthy, so I would recommend it, but definitely speak to your doctor or your parent first before you do anything. This is just a lot better and safer. Okay, so the next question I did get on advice is how to move on from someone / get over a breakup. Probably not the best person to ask, because I'm very much that person that finds it very hard to just move on straight away from someone. Like, I don't understand personally how people can break up from a long-term relationship, for example, and then get into another relationship in the next couple of weeks. Like, that's just personally not me. And I think if you do really like someone, you don't do that. Obviously, each to their own, everyone do what they want to do. I'm not judging. I'm single now for about a year and I'm just not interested in being with anyone. Like, I think because I was in such a long-term relationship, I don't now want to sort of meet anyone new yet. I'm quite like liking this journey I'm having on my own and being single and just sort of like getting my own money, like sorting myself out as like I've become very, very independent and I don't really rely on anyone else. So I sort of like, I work, I go to college, I do Instagram on the side, like I do quite a lot of things and I haven't really got time for a boyfriend. I don't really like speak to anyone. Everyone probably thinks I do, but I just don't. I'm not one of them people that just can move on straight away, and I don't really want to just kind of meet a random boy and never see them again. Like, that's just not really me. So I'm just saving myself for someone like me. My main advice would just be, probably not the best person to ask because I was probably the worst in getting over a breakup, but probably just to once again just learn how to be independent, learn how to be on your own. I do think it's a bit of a mistake when you get out of a long-term relationship and then you just sort of jump into another relationship, because obviously you haven't had time to be upset, you haven't had time to sort of get over it, you haven't had time to realise your self-worth. So for me personally, it's helped me a lot just to be on my own. Like, I don't like it. Everyone gets in their feels. I always get in my feels. Here and there, obviously, it's a bit like, oh, I wish I had a boyfriend. But I don't want to be with anyone until they realise, like, my self-worth. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, a lot of people are just with people for the sake of it and just to say I've got a boyfriend. And a lot of my friends do have boyfriends, so I do feel sometimes like I'm very on my own. My main advice would literally just to take some time for yourself. I always say this to my friends when they get out of breakups, just please, like, take some time for yourself. Surround yourself with people that you love, positive people. And I think maybe just spend some time at home and on your own, like some self-care, some face masks, a bath. I think it's probably just a bit like the worst thing to do is just to sort of go out and just meet random guys. Like, I don't know, I'm just trying to give my own advice. Obviously it works differently for every single person. If you want to break up from a relationship and go get with someone else, then do what you want to do. That's your way of healing. But my personal way of healing and my advice would be the best way to heal is to learn to love yourself first and not just do that. You're not going to have time to realise, like, do I even want to be in another relationship? My main advice would just be learn to be on your own. I think it's probably a big mistake when you feel like you have to be with someone to be happy. Like, your happiness comes from you. Always see it as if you don't love yourself, you can't love someone else. You've got to learn to love yourself and then you can give that love to someone else. So yeah, I feel like I'm very like big on this topic, but I don't want to like anyone to think that what I'm saying you have to do. Whatever works for you, do that, but this is just my advice. Following on from what I was just speaking about relationships, I've got another one saying I'm in a relationship and I know he's not the one, but I'm enjoying myself. Is it wrong to be wasting his time? I'm just gonna give my honest opinion. If I'm completely honest, at a young age, everyone's in relationships just for fun and just to stay with that person. But I think as you gradually get older, if you're in a relationship with someone and you don't see a future with that person, I don't really see why you'd be with that person. Like, I wouldn't get myself into a relationship with someone if I didn't see anything like future wise with them. And I understand when you first get with someone you're not thinking about marriage, kids and babies, because most people aren't, but I'm just saying in general, if for example I got a boyfriend tomorrow, I wouldn't stay with that person if they didn't have the same sort of life goals as me, like mentality as me. I just wouldn't personally get myself into that position where I wasn't with someone who didn't see a future with me. My personal opinion, if I was you and you're in a relationship and you know he's not the one for you, then just leave. Because as much as you're having fun, that person, you could just be upsetting that person really, because he could see it as, oh, I want a future with this girl, and you can just see it as just fun. And I don't think it's very fair on that guy. I think it's best to be honest as well. Tell the boy how you're feeling, tell him that you don't see a future but you're enjoying yourself. Then it's down to him what he wants to do. So I think it's just best to be honest. I think honesty is literally the key to literally a successful relationship. You just got to be honest in how you're feeling and just tell him where you're at, where your head's at. See, if he's okay with that, then that's great. But obviously if he isn't, you've got to respect his decision of that he just wants to be with someone he sees a future with. So I think it's all a bit like up in the air. Like, everyone's different. Everyone's relationship's different. Some people aren't bothered if they're with someone who they don't see a future with. But just me personally, I've been single for so long because I don't want to just get with someone for the sake of it. So yeah, hence why I've been single for so long, because I'm just waiting for the right person. But I'm so young as well. I just think I don't want to just ruin my happiness at a young age being with someone who doesn't really see a future with me. Honesty is the best policy. Be honest, let him know how you're feeling, and if he's okay with that, then that's great. If he's not, then respect his decision that he doesn't want to continue it. So yes, I literally feel like my whole brain is just being frizzled with trying to give out the best advice that I can. So I hope you guys are actually like taking something from this video. I'm going to do a couple more questions. Okay, so someone has asked me advice on how to clear your skin up. So basically, my skin has never been horrendous, but in secondary school it was very it was just, you know, when you've got like spots and then you just squeeze and make your skin so much worse and they turn into scabs. And then if you're a girl like me, I try and put concealer on the scab and it would just make it worse. So in secondary school I did struggle quite a little bit with my skin, but it was more me personally struggle with my skin. I would just make it worse, and then I'd stress out in the mornings. I'd go through the whole icing my face. Me and my friend Zoe used to FaceTime and literally ice our faces together, like stressing about going to school tomorrow and getting judged. I was very like worried about getting judged at school. I used to just try and do all these little things at home to try and save myself the embarrassment. So yeah, I used to ice my face. I'm not gonna lie, icing does work. So if you've got a spot and it's not fully up there yet, if you ice it, it did personally help for me. So that's a good tip. Put some ice on your face and just hope for the best. I did actually, when I went to get the pill, I did ask for something for my skin just to make me feel better. And I did used to get spots on my back, which I used to be so insecure about. Like, I've never spoken about this before. I used to literally go to the gym with my friend Zoe and I wouldn't take my like jacket off. I was literally like, I used to just cry at home. My friend Zoe is literally been my rock, literally my whole secondary school experience. Like, she'd come round and wash my back for me, scrub my back for me. I did really struggle about being insecure, but I never really made it known, because I think making your insecurities known to not real friends is a big mistake. So yeah, I used to just kind of never show my back. I'd always like wear like jackets or anything. I'd be very insecure in summer. So yeah, when I did go to the doctors, I asked what I can do to sort of like clear it up. It was never horrendous, it was just more like when you make it worse, like just by like picking it, like I'm doing now, I'm just scratching my back because I've got an itch. I used to just like scratch my back all the time and be like, what is this, like get it off. So yeah, when I did go to the doctors for the 1000th time, I got prescribed this thing called Duac cream. It doesn't work for everybody, because I know a lot of people that I've spoke to, they said it didn't work for them, but it honestly has been like my life. Like, Duac cream is just amazing for me. My back skin is just like great now. Like, I haven't had any problems with that for years. More worse, I'd say like year 8, year 9, but now I haven't had literally a spot on my back for like ages. Like, Duac cream is just amazing, like for me, and I use it on my face as well. If I've got a spot, I'll always just put it on overnight, and just it's just really good. I think you can actually buy it online. It's not one of them creams where you have to just actually go to the doctor and get it. Me personally, when I've been to Boots, they say no, so I literally message my doctor and just say like, can I please get some more, and I get some Duac cream. So yeah, Duac cream is amazing for me. Definitely try it out. It might not work for you, but I'm sure after trying a few different things, you'll find the product that does work for you. And yeah, Duac cream, I just honestly, like, it's just so good for me. I can't praise it enough. I am actually going to go and get it so I can show you guys what it looks like, because I do think you can buy it online. So guys, this is the Duac cream. You can just see my grim nails while I do this. So it looks like this. It's just called Duac, like D-U-A-C. I'm going to put it like here. It just comes in a tube. This has got 30 grams in it. So there we go, that's what it looks like, and it just works a treat. Going back to the question as a whole, please do not pick your spots. I still do it and I just always make them worse. It's a lot better to just scrub your face every morning and then just put on a cream like Duac cream. It will clear up. Picking spots definitely makes it worse, because then you irritate your skin. I mean, I'm preaching about it, but I'll probably go to my spots later. So I think a big thing is you notice it a lot more on yourself than your friends do. Like, I used to be like with Zoe at school, or just like anyone at school, and be like, can you see my spot? Like, do I need to conceal? Like, I feel like you as an individual is a lot more insecure about yourself, and you're a lot more aware than anyone else will be. Like, let's be real, no one's gonna stare at you and be like, oh my god, your spot. Like, I feel like if you point it out, it's worse, and sometimes covering it up can be worse. So my advice would be to not overthink it. If you are that self-conscious about how I was about my back, go see a doctor. I'm sure they'll do the best they can to try and help you out. But yeah, I would definitely recommend Duac, but please speak to your doctor first. Don't just go and buy this if you just have one spot. It's definitely if your skin's like quite bad. But yeah, I would definitely recommend that. So another question I've had is, do you think it's okay to settle down at an early age, or should people get more experience before making that sort of choice? So I personally think if you think you've found the one and you want to settle down at a young age, you want to have a baby at a young age, do it. Like, you literally get one life, live it. If you're happy, that's all that matters. And I think if you're ready to settle down at a young age, and just do it, go for it. I think it's really important to think first and really talk to yourself and think, is this what I want? Is this the sort of life I want? If you're happy and you know this is what you want, then I don't think there's anything wrong with settling down at a young age. I would happily now, if I found the right person for me, I would settle down. I probably wouldn't have a kid yet because I'm very young. Just definitely think to yourself, is this what I want, before making any rash decisions. If you're happy, there's just nothing wrong with doing what you want to do. Go for it. You only live once, and like, do what you want to do. I'm just gonna do, I think, maybe 2 more questions because I feel like I've done quite a few. Okay, so I just got a question about, do you have any advice on mental health and do you ever struggle with it? This is like quite a sensitive subject of mine, so I probably did struggle with mental health probably, I'd say, year 10 to now-ish, but more so in secondary school, because I just found it so toxic, not for any individual reason, not for any individual like person. I just found school quite difficult. So yeah, I definitely struggle with mental health quite harsh. I'm one of them people that never really spoke about it, never really made it aware to my friends. I never really had like someone to sort of like be there 24/7. Like, a lot of my friends were in relationships and never really sort of put me first, and I can understand that when you're in a relationship because you're just all about that person, and I understand that. I've been there. You just want to see that person all the time. But I sort of like struggled quite harshly just on my own because I've never really been in a massive girls group to have girls there for me. So yeah, I'm not going to say they weren't there for me, because my friends were definitely there for me, and problems today, if I've got a problem, my friends are there. But I think I haven't been like as open as I probably should have been with my friends. Like, if I'm struggling with something, or I'm upset about something, I don't really go about it the right way. I won't just say I'm upset, blah blah blah. I'll just go a bit like, I'll just go off socials and just won't speak to anyone, and just end up like just getting myself all worked up. So yeah, I wouldn't say my friends weren't there for me, but it was quite difficult with my friends being in relationships, seeing boys. I didn't really have like the support I guess I needed. I'd say probably because I got over a lot of low moments in my life on my own. I'd say for me personally, my advice and how I got over mental health was just on my own, learning to love myself. I think when you go through a lot at a young age, you just come out so much stronger. I just think a lot of people never really notice or have seen when I'm upset, because I have such a brave face and I have such like I can just switch like my like personalities. I can be upset and just like act fine. I think that's probably how I got over a lot of my issues, because I just sort of spoke to myself. I just would literally speak to myself in the mirror and be like, you've got to get on with it, you've got to get over it. My main advice would be definitely try and be more open than I was, because I wasn't very open. I'm still learning to try and be open. Speak to your parents, speak to your guardian, speak to your friend. You don't need to be ashamed to say, I'm having a low day, can you please come round? It's just I was never very open, and I definitely wish I had been more open when I was younger. I'm very grateful for who I am today, and I think I would say I'm a very strong person. I get over things, I get on with it. I don't really post if I'm upset on my social media. I don't post any of that, I just get on with it. Yeah, I'd say how I got over it was literally just by probably being on my own and learning to love myself. But definitely there are better ways to get over mental health. There's so many helplines now. There's so many like support groups. Everyone's so big on mental health now. But yeah, my DMs are always open for a chat. So yeah, I feel like I'm getting emotional speaking about this. And I think also like just get yourself some real friends. Okay, so the last one I am going to do, I feel like I've done a hell of a lot in this video. It's been very like very deep. I spoke about a lot. It's quite nice, I like to get like real with you guys on YouTube, because I think on Instagram you probably just think I have this great life of holidays and Instagram. Like, I really don't. Like, everyone has got their struggles. So I think it's really nice, and like it's really good for me to have YouTube. I much prefer YouTube. It's just very hard to grow on YouTube. It's very hard to get subscribers. I think I have noticed a lot is people don't want to help you out. Like, if you ask someone to like share your platform, they're very like, they won't. I find it really hard to sort of grow on my own, but I feel like I'll get there if I keep going, keep working at it. So yeah, YouTube's definitely like really helping. Like I literally love just speaking to you guys and like hearing what you guys want to see, reading the comments and seeing what videos you want to see, if you like the videos, and it's really nice to actually get like feedback. So the last advice question, we're actually gonna leave it on a nice note, leave it on a positive note, leave it on a light-hearted question, and the question literally is, do you have any advice on hair care? Now, we've gone from like 0 to 100. No, we've gone from 100 to 0 like very quick. So my hair is very, very thin. I don't know if you can see. I guess it's not overly short without extensions, but it is very thin. That's why I do get extensions, not just for the length, but just to thicken my hair up and like I can do more with it. I don't really look after my hair as much as I definitely should. I know there's like a lot of serums you can put in your hair, like hair masks. I've never actually done a hair mask, and I'm gonna do one. So yeah, I'm probably like, I'm not really a hair expert. Obviously like getting a trim, see, helps it grow, helps it thicken up. I need tips myself and advice on hair, so I'm probably not the best to ask. My main tip probably would be hair masks. Try not to put too much heat on your hair. It's obviously not great of always curling it, always straightening it, because it will just break off. Try and trim it, try and get it cut, and just, I'd say like good shampoo and conditioners, it's always good. I'd use the I don't know what it's called, my mum got it actually, it's called like Nashi. I'm going to put it here. That's what the hairdresser recommended for us to thicken up your hair. And I sometimes use like Aussie shampoo, Aussie conditioner, which is really good. So yeah, that's probably my main advice for hair. I literally need advice myself, so I'm probably going to watch an advice video on hair. But yes. So everyone, I really hope you enjoyed my girl talk / advice YouTube video. I feel like it's really nice to like really talk to you guys about me and give you my own views, my own opinions and my own advice on like these topics and on these questions. Obviously you don't need to listen to me, do what you want to do, but that's just my personal opinions and my personal advice. It's currently 12:15 on a Sunday, so it's quite nice. Haven't really got a lot to do today, the weather isn't fab. But yeah, it's quite nice to just do like a quick YouTube video and just have a chat with you guys. So I do hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe. Obviously, like I always say, comment down below what other videos you would like to see on my channel, and I'll try and get that all done for you and just try and please you guys with my content. So yes, I will see you in my next YouTube video.